RSI14 is 69 and the stock is currently not being overbought or oversold. High volatility in Ocugen stock price on Thursday, which ended trading at $1.83, updated on December 31, 2020. Buy candidate since December 24, 2020 gained 3.98%. The Ocugen stock price fell by -7.11% on the last day, Thursday, December 31, 2020, from $1.97 to $1.83, and has now fallen 4 days in a row. During the day the stock fluctuated 10.47% from a day low at $1.72 to a day high of $1.90. The price has fallen in 6 of the last 10 days, but is still up by 510% over the past 2 weeks. Volume fell on the last day along with the stock, which is actually a good sign as volume should follow the stock. On the last day, the trading volume fell by -3 million shares and in total, 37 million shares were bought and sold for approximately $67.78 million. The stock lies in the middle of a very wide and strong rising trend in the short term, and a further rise within the trend is signaled. Given the current short-term trend, the stock is expected to rise 52.41% during the next 3 months and, with a 90% probability, hold a price between 61 cents and $4.08 at the end of this 3-month period. Signals and forecast: the Ocugen stock holds a sell signal from the short-term moving average. At the same time, however, there is a buy signal from the long-term average. Since the short-term average is above the long-term average, there is a general buy signal in the stock giving a positive forecast for the stock. On further gains, the stock will meet resistance from the short-term moving average at approximately $1.91. On a fall, the stock will find some support from the long-term average at approximately 62 cents. A break up through the short-term average will send a buy signal, whereas a breakdown through the long-term average will send a sell signal. Furthermore, there is a buy signal from the 3 months moving average convergence-divergence, MACD. Some negative signals were issued as well, and these may have some influence on the near short-term development. A sell signal was issued from a pivot top point on Wednesday, December 23, 2020, and so far it has fallen -29.62%. Further fall is indicated until a new bottom pivot has been found. Volume fell together with the price during the last trading day, and this reduces the overall risk as volume should follow the price movements. Support, risk and stop loss: Ocugen finds support from accumulated volume at $1.76, and this level may hold a buying opportunity as an upwards reaction can be expected when the support is being tested. $1.76, $1.83, $1.97. The stock may move very much during a day, volatility, and with a very large prediction interval from the Bollinger Band. The stock is considered to be very high risk. During the last day, the stock moved 18 cents between high and low, or 10.47%. For the last week, the stock has had a daily average volatility of 19.35%. Our recommended stop loss, $1.73, minus 5.62%. This stock has very high daily movements, and this gives very high risk. There is a sell signal from a pivot top found 5 days ago. Is Ocugen stock a buy? Several short-term signals, along with a general good trend, are positive, and we conclude that the current level may hold a buying opportunity as there is a fair chance for Ocugen stock to perform well in the short term. Current score, 3.096. Predicted opening price for Ocugen of Monday, January 4, 2021. The predicted opening price is based on yesterday's movements between high, low, and the closing price. Fair opening price January 4, 2021. Current price $1.82. Cantor Fitzgerald is very positive to OCGN and gave it an overweight rating on October 9, 2020. The price target was set to $1. Stock analysis Thursday, December 31, 2020. OCGN Ocugen Healthcare Instruments, $1.83 minus 0.147.11%. Business description: Ocugen Inc. engages in the development and commercialization of therapies for eye diseases. Its pipeline of therapies includes OCU400, OCU410, OCU200, OCU100, and OCU300. Stock graph, 3 months, industry graph, 3 months, VectorVest summary. OCGN is overvalued compared to its price of $1.83 per share, has below average safety, and is currently rated a hold. Recommendation: REC, hold. REC reflects the cumulative effect of all the VectorVest parameters working together. These parameters are designed to help investors buy safe, undervalued stocks rising in price. Value current price, $1.83 current value, 8 cents. OCGN has a current value of 8 cents per share, compared to a price of $1.83 per share. This stock is currently overvalued. Value is computed from forecasted earnings per share, forecasted earnings growth, profitability, interest, and inflation rates. Upside potential, relative value/RV, very poor RV is an indicator of long-term price appreciation potential. OCGN has an RV of 0.04, which is very poor on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. This indicator is far superior to a simple comparison of price and value because it is computed from an analysis of projected price appreciation 3 years out, AAA corporate bond rates, and risk. Safety, relative safety/RS, poor RS is an indicator of risk. OCGN has an RS of 0.73, which is poor on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. RS is computed from an analysis of the consistency and predictability of a company's financial performance, debt-to-equity ratio, sales volume, business longevity, price volatility, and other factors. Timing, relative timing/RT, fair RT analyzes a stock's price trend. OCGN has a relative timing of 1.05, which is fair on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. RT is computed from an analysis of the direction, magnitude, and dynamics of a stock's price movements day over day, week over week, quarter over quarter, and year over year. If a trend dissipates, RT will gravitate toward 1.00. Overall rating, value safety timing/VST, poor VST is the master indicator for ranking every stock in the VectorVest database. OCGN has a VST rating of 0.78, which is poor on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. VST is computed from the square root of a weighted sum of the squares of RV, RS, and RT. Stocks with the highest VST ratings have the best combinations of value, safety, and timing. Stop price, 95 cents. Stop is an indicator of when to sell a position. OCGN has a stop of 95 cents per share. A stock's stop is computed from a 13-week moving average of its closing prices, and is fine-tuned according to the stock's fundamentals. CI, Comfort Index, very poor CI is an indicator which reflects a stock's ability to resist severe and/or lengthy price declines. OCGN has a CI rating of 0.43, which is very poor on a scale of 0.00 to 2.00. CI is based solely upon a stock's long-term price history. GRT, earnings growth rate. GRT reflects a company's 1 to 3 year forecasted earnings growth rate in percent per year. OCGN has a forecasted earnings growth rate of -4.00%, which VectorVest considers to be very poor. EPS, earnings per share. EPS stands for leading 12 months earnings per share. OCGN has a forecasted EPS of $0.10 per share. VectorVest determines this forecast from a combination of recent earnings performance and traditional fiscal and/or calendar year earnings forecasts. P/E, price to earnings ratio. P/E shows the dollars required to buy $1 of earnings. OCGN has a P/E of -18.30. The average P/E of all the stocks in the VectorVest database is -120.24. EY, earnings yield. EY reflects earnings per share as a percent of price. OCGN has an EY of -5.46%. This is above the current average of -0.83% for all the stocks in the VectorVest database. Gpe Growth to P/E ratio. OCGN has a Gpe rating of -0.22. A stock is commonly considered to be undervalued when Gpe is greater than 1.00. DIV, dividend. VectorVest reports annual, regular, cash dividends as indicated by the most recent payments. Special distributions, one-time payments, stock dividends, etc., are not generally included in DIV. OCGN does not pay a dividend. DY, dividend yield. DY reflects dividend per share as a percent of price. OCGN does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a dividend yield rating. DY equals 100x, DIV/price. It is useful to compare DY with EY. If DY is not significantly lower than EY, the dividend payment may be in jeopardy. DS, Dividend Safety. DS is an indicator of the assurance that regular cash dividends will be declared and paid at current or at higher rates for the foreseeable future. OCGN does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a dividend safety rating. Stocks with DS values above 75 typically have RS values well above 1.00 and EY levels that are much higher than DYDG. Dividend growth rate. Dividend growth is a forecasted annual growth rate of a company's dividend based on historical dividend payments and dividend predictability. It is a subtle yet important indicator of a company's financial performance. It also provides some insight into the board's outlook on the company's ability to increase earnings. OCGN does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a dividend growth rating. YSG vector. YSG is an indicator which combines DY, DS, and DG into a single value, and allows direct comparison of all dividend-paying stocks in the database. OCGN does not pay a dividend, so it does not have a YSG rating. Stocks with the highest YSG values have the best combinations of dividend yield, safety and growth. These are the stocks to buy for somewhat above current income and long-term growth. Average vol is the 50-day moving average of daily volume as computed by VectorVest. OCGN has an average vol of 47,652,092 shares traded per day. Percent vol reflects the percent change in today's trading volume as compared to the average vol. Percent vol equals volume, average vol, /average vol, *100. OCGN had a percent vol of -22.27% on Thursday, December 31, 2020. PRC, OCGN price changed -7.11% from the prior day's closing price. Sales, OCGN has annual sales of 0. Sales growth is the sales growth rate in percent over the last 12 months. OCGN has a sales growth of -100.00% per year. This is very poor. Sales per share, SBS. OCGN has annual sales of $0 per share. Price to sales ratio, P/S. OCGN has a P/S of 7,412.87. Shares, OCGN has 162 million shares of stock outstanding. Market capitalization, OCGN has a market capitalization of 296 million. Business sector, OCGN has been assigned to the healthcare business sector. VectorVest classifies stocks into over 200 industry groups and 40 business sectors. Industry group, OCGN has been assigned to the healthcare, instruments, industry group. VectorVest classifies stocks into over 200 industry groups and 40 business sectors.
Fear and Greed Index. What emotion is driving the market now? Last updated December 31 at 9:38 a.m. 7 Fear and Greed Indicators. Stock price strength. Extreme greed. The number of stocks hitting 52-week highs exceeds the number hitting lows and is at the upper end of its range, indicating extreme greed. Last changed November 23 from a greed rating updated December 31 at 9:48 a.m. Market momentum. Extreme greed. The S&P 500 is 8.34% above its 125-day average. This is further above the average than has been typical during the last 2 years, and rapid increases like this often indicate extreme greed. Last changed December 14 from a greed rating updated December 31 at 9:46 a.m. Stock price breadth neutral. The McClellan Volume Summation Index measures advancing and declining volume on the New York Stock Exchange. During the last month, approximately 0.34% more of each day's volume has traded in declining issues than in advancing issues, pushing this indicator towards the middle of its range for the last 2 years. Last changed December 30 from a market volatility neutral. The CBOE Volatility Index, VIX, is at 22.95. This is a neutral reading and indicates that market risks appear low. Put and call options fear. During the last 5 trading days, volume in put options has lagged volume in call options by 55.31%. As investors make bullish bets in their portfolios. However, this is still among the highest levels of put buying seen during the last 2 years, indicating fear on the part of investors. Safe haven demand. Extreme fear stocks have outperformed bonds by 1.37 percentage points during the last 20 trading days. However, this is close to the weakest performance for stocks relative to bonds in the past 2 years and indicates investors are starting to flee risky stocks for the safety of bonds. Junk bond demand. Extreme fear. Investors in low-quality junk bonds are accepting 2.23 percentage points in additional yield over safer investment-grade corporate bonds. While this spread is historically low,